Fuck those stunts.
Fuck, there we go. Yay! It is I, the mighty, the mighty, mighty show! Hey there, all my MGTOW, and also my red-pilled and black-pilled brothers. We are in the bucket where we have fun, let loose, and speak the red-pilled and even sometimes the black-pilled truth. Now, this episode might offend even my ardent supporters and friends, but as promised, I don't give a fuck. Why do I choose to stop caring? Well, it's because I can, stupid. Check to see if you are all subscribed and notified. And make sure those notifications are on all, damn it. So, I usually upload the playback to BitChute, Odyssey, MGTOW.tv, and the audio-only version usually on Anchor and other podcast sites like Spotify. There's some screwy shit going on with StreamYard or something here, this podcast, no, not the podcast, but the alternate site, Odyssey, is supposed to be playing. So I'm fixing that as we go along, which is kind of a tricky process within itself. But we'll get it together, brothers, no doubt. And reason being is because guess what's back? No. Yeah. The things that make you go coming on right after this. All right. Now, for those that were expecting to watch a show with me and Chattels or expecting to watch Chattels' show, I mean, I'm going to apologize for my role in all of that. You know what I'm saying? I got my own show to hold down, and not only that, I got too many irons in the fire here. I got things that make you go, that's what the fuck you get in this show right here. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no Abba and Preach around here, man. You gotta pull you gotta pull yourself up by the bootstraps in this game. But on my end of it, and for my role in it, I do apologize to you brothers because, here I go with, promising that this show is going to come on and promising that this content is going to happen, and it doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Now, for his bit in the issue, he's going to have to, he owes you guys an apology. And I'll definitely let him know that. But other than that, let's start the motherfucking show. So, I'm chilling, getting home from work, and I found out that some bullshit happened. And yeah, it's confirming what we already know. I know I'm preaching to the choir. But check this shit out. Oh my God. Play this shit.
Guns, abortion.
Come on.
Guns, abortion, a massive culture war. American politics is serious, not some kind of stupid game. That's why you don't get the Democrat Party funding the advertisements of Republican candidates. No! Hello there, you 5.7 million awakening wonders. Thanks for joining us on this voyage towards truth with all of its complexity, all of its nuance, and a tirade of disinformation, misinformation, sisinformation, kissinformation, disinformation, everywhere, trying to prevent us from awakening. Well, we won't stand for it, will we? Of course we bloody well won't. If you ain't turned on the notification bell yet, turn on the notification bell now. We make videos every single day, and it's vitally important that you watch every last one of them in case the algorithm's like some sly, slippery, binary serpent trying to direct you away from truth and channel you off into the streams of the main is who I'm talking about, those guys. Hey, listen, we've got some lovely stories for you today. You're going to absolutely love this. Would you believe that in this current climate, where the political landscape is so fraught, where there's so much tension, where there's so much argument, sincerity, sturm and drang, that the Democrat Party are literally funding Republican Party candidate advertisements in order to sort of bias the outcome of elections. If politics is anything at all, it must be sincere. Look at the sincere stances taken at the podium, the sincere advertisements and campaigns, the tears. Oh, it's for the children, it's for the children. But actually, like how you and me think it's like some sort of game and they're on the sly and they're just taking the donor money and they don't care and don't matter who you vote for. The system will ultimately maintain its momentum. You'll never be able to intervene in situations where the interests of the powerful would be affected. Well, that's basically true. Because look, here's more evidence of just absolutely stupid skullduggery. As the midterm primary season rolls along, voters may have noticed a strange phenomenon of political advertising. Democrats paying for ads supporting Republican candidates. Shouldn't be happening, should it? Like, imagine if you're donating to the Democrat Party because you believe in them. You believe in their legislation around identity politics or their regulations around climate change or just deep-held principles around equality. I don't know what the party stand for anymore. I've stopped following it in that kind of way. Imagine, though, that you believed in that stuff. You weren't awakened from that illusion. You were donating money to them. And you found, what'd you do with that money I give you? Oh, you see this Republican candidate? Yeah, I hate him. Well, see this advert? Oh, I hate it. You fucking paid for it, mate. In multiple states, including Colorado and Illinois, Democrats have been attempting to boost far-right Republicans under the assumption they would be easier to beat in a general election. So, on one hand, they tell you that Republicans are far-right and you have to watch out for this rise of the far-right. Then they cherry pick far right candidates and emphasize and amplify their arguments. So just so you know, in case you are like a libertarian, right wing type person, and all respect to you if you are, you're entitled to be whoever you want. I welcome you with my heart open. I'm not into the Republican Party. I'm not into far right politics. I believe in you as an individual. I believe in communities. I believe in localism. I believe in checking corporate power, breaking down state power, and enabling ordinary people from all backgrounds to run their own communities according to their creeds, their identities, their religions, however they want to run their communities. That's where I stand on this thing. But one of the great tropes of contemporary politics is that the Republican Party is getting more right-wing, and perhaps it is, I don't know, or more racist, I don't know, I'm not sure. But one thing we can now tell you is that the Democrat Party are paying for adverts for far-right Republicans in order to bias the perception of the Republican Party and in order to win elections. And you know why they've got to do stuff like that, don't you? Because they can't say, well, if we get in, what we're going to do is we're going to make your life better by controlling corporate interests, by bringing down drug prices, by stopping Congress people owning stocks and shares in companies that they regulate. We'll stop lobbying. We'll look into dirty money in politics. They're not going to do any of that. So what we'll do instead is we'll create some sort of daft, lunatic Republican candidate, some straw man or woman to stand against, and then hopefully we'll beat them. In 2012, Democrat Claire McCaskill's re-election campaign spent $1.7 million on an advertising blitz during the GOP primary to highlight the conservative credentials of candidate Todd Akin. It was more money than Akin's campaign has spent through the entire primary. The Democrats spent more money advertising a Republican candidate than that candidate did themselves. If you want to see an example of how these parties are enmeshed and ultimately in support of the same self-sustaining systems, well, then look at this example where Claire McCaskill, a Democrat candidate's campaign money, was spent on a Republican candidate. You can't get a more literal example than that. There were 3 viable candidates, and Todd Akin was kind of the weirdest one, McCaskill said. I knew he might say some weird things if he were nominated, and he had less money, so we took a poll and figured out what Republican voters would really like about him. That's not what you should be spending your time doing, should you? She should be going, right, we've got to make things better for vulnerable people. We've got to make sure small businesses thrive. Lower class people, middle class people, ordinary Americans from all backgrounds should be having opportunities to pursue the principles enshrined in our Constitution. Yeah, we could do all that. This Akin, though, he's a weird motherfucker. Don't you think we could somehow create a Coca-Cola is it type campaign around this goofy schmo that will distract people from reality? Yeah, well, wouldn't that be immoral? Yes, it would, and also effective. McCaskill put her name on the ads as it's required for political advertising, but casual viewers may not have realised they were paid for by a Democrat. I wouldn't have realised that.
Now that was stupid as fuck. That was dumb as fuck, man. So this whole time, these Democrats have been doing this shit unchecked for a long time. Let me find out. I'm gonna tell it on the mountain, boy. Now, I can understand giving the enemy enough rope to hang themselves, but this shit is ridiculous, man. It's obvious that the party of the people just became the asylum. Shit. In other news, wait a minute. I'm not even gonna go to the next one yet. Let's go back to this one. So, oh God, wow. So now I know what it means when folks walk around and tell me, that they're 2 wings of the same bird, and that type of shit tells me more than anything, that they're working together. They're working together. Now, they're acting as though, wow, fuck. Maybe I should go to the next goddamn story. Like, what the fuck, man? The point is this. They're all working together. Think for yourself. And come time in November, truly think of the issues, not so much the party. And yes, sometimes, it is the person that you also need to pay attention to. I mean, especially the state of Kentucky. Now, I know I don't live there. My man's lived there, but how in the fuck do you got two senators? One, he's putting Fauci's feet to the fire, and deservedly fucking so. He comes from a long line of doctors, the Pauls, son of Rand Paul. I mean, of Ron Paul, excuse me, because Rand is the son of Ron. And then you got another one, career politician. His role in the Senate, guess what that is? The rules and how they work out in the Senate. And that on that other side would be turtle ass. Motherfucking Yertle the turtle looking motherfucker, bitch McConnell. You know what I'm saying? Kentucky folks, if there's somebody running up against him in 2026, which is his next time, remember this shit. He got behind the Ukraine war. I mean, what the fuck? Oh, shit. Let me quit talking about that shit. In other news, they're canceling Bette Midler and Macy Gray for their views on trans people. For W-dubs, right? Like Bette Midler, raging fucking feminists. Raging feminist types. And on the black hand side, you got Macy Gray's ass, right? Oh God, another one, right? Now, I say that both of them were spot on in their views on trans people. I also seen True Sherm's video on his views about this, and I agree. But when I looked at that video, I said, and I quote, "How about we, as a society, right, stop coddling mental illness and accept that nature just is." The way I see it, there are people using this transgender issue as a generation gap tool to other older people, to other them. They're either using it as that or as a fashion accessory, and then by the time they come out of their motherfucking their teen and young adult years in their 20s, they go back to their regular gender roles, the poser types. Or some of these poser types use it as an instrument to project their envy because they can't stand the nature they were basically inherited. Look, I still stand by that. And then they cancel the Hodge twins too. Man, this is fucking insane. There was also a good comment made by a person regarding this thing, and I quote, "We have to be able to acknowledge reality and build upon well-established facts. Fostering delusions is unproductive," which is what they're doing. "If trans people can't create their own personal story arc, then they really do have a problem." Facts. All right? You want the psyche soap side of the issue? It's this. It's this pretty much. Because they are a minority of a minority of a minority of people here in the United States. And you got a younger generation that's playing with it. You got a generation that's my age, that by the time they've reached my age, which is around their 40s and whatnot, they usually turn right back into their, even before they reach 40, namely in their mid 20s or whatever. They usually reach, an understanding of the way the real world works. And then they stay with their, their assigned gender. It isn't the doctor that assigned your shit, man or woman. It was your mama or your pops, depending upon how their genes work. You know what I mean? You know, don't take that shit up with society. Take that shit up with the manufacturer. All right. Yeah, I'll show y'all a little bit of something as to what I'm talking about, man. Here you go. Ooh, look at that Kim Iverson. Ooh, I know I'm MGTOW, but damn. All right, check this shit out.
Celebrities Macy Gray and Bette Midler are being accused of being transphobic. Gray, who is best known for her hit song I Try, received backlash for a comment she made during an appearance that aired Monday on Fox Nation's Piers Morgan Uncensored after discussing the topic of trans athletes.
And I will say this, and everybody's going to hate me, but as a woman, just because you go change your parts doesn't make you a woman.
Right.
Sorry.
You feel that?
I know that for a fact.
Midler sparked controversy when she tweeted on Monday, "Women of the world, we are being stripped of our rights over our bodies, our lives, and even our name. They don't call us women anymore. They call us birthing people or menstruators and even people with vaginas. Don't let them erase you. Every human on earth owes you." Oh, child.
Uh-huh. Yep. That is exactly what she said. Now, brothers, we really don't give a fuck about the issue. I mean, and I see where you're coming from. Excuse me. I can understand if you don't give a fuck about the issue or not. And I agree with that as well. But ain't it heavy that this warrants a discussion when it's women most affected? That's all that told me. You know? That's all that fucking shit told me. You know what I mean? Oh God. I'm getting tired of that. I'm getting tired of that shit too, because it's one of the reasons why I dropped the left. They're out of touch trying to become everything for everybody when they're actually being nothing for no one. Real shit. This is why I root for transgender individuals to a certain extent, especially in the case of Leah Thomas, because they're sending trad cucks and liberal women to a proverbial wood chipper, like my man, Mr. Pliskin said. I know you're not referring to this issue, but it's profound that you bring up the word wood chipper, and that was the thing I was thinking about. You know what I'm saying? Shit, sending them to a fucking proverbial wood chipper, forcing them, the Democrats, of course, and the gynocrats is what I'd like to call them, forcing them to confront the truth. And especially in the case of Elliot Page, he is now getting a swig of how men are not as privileged as one might assume. So let's play some more of this shit. Hold
up. They're going to be in trouble.
I agree with them.
No,
personally.
I agree with them too, but you can't say these kinds of things in certain progressive circles at all. Look at J.K. Rowling, look at, any number of other perfectly, liberal people on the issues. And then because they don't talk about gender with the new language that's acceptable to a small number of deranged activists, you get yourself in trouble.
This is true. And speaking of which, I'm Mr. Forgettable. Hi, remember me? Or how about Peanuts over there? My man Dumbo, the whole fucking room smells like shit in circus. Bunch of clowns all walking around this motherfucker in this big top that we all call America. Nobody wants to address this. In my opinion, man, the transgender person is the one that moved further to the left sometimes too far for even other lesbians, gays, and bisexuals. See, the Obergefell-Hodge decision. This was the gay marriage decision back in 2011, and it went through in a slim 5-4 majority, right? And that right there should have been the much needed victory for that side, but it wasn't enough. Hey, biological female. Hey, you. Hey. Psst. Lean the fuck in. You let this shit in through the back door. Now do you see what happens?
And it happens time and time again. But I didn't know Macy Gray had that view. I guess I didn't know Bette Midler either. And actually, Macy Gray was making the kind of...
Doesn't surprise me much because they're fucking boomers. And so the fuck is J.K. Rowling, by the way.
Stronger view, right? She was sort of denying the trans category entirely, whereas I guess Bette Midler was just objecting to the way the language is used, which kind of everyone thinks is crazy.
I don't think it's about denying the trans category. I mean, look, I am totally and completely supportive of trans rights, and
I am as well.
So it's not about that. It's that it's a different category. Right. So I could be supportive. I could say, and I have trans friends that I am very supportive.
Don't let the transgender folks hear that shit. Because don't it sound kind of equivalent to, I got black friends? Oh, my God.
I try to be supportive of as best as I can. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they would tell me I'm not but it's trying to be supportive. It's saying, yes, I believe that you should have rights. But you're not a woman in the same way that a biological woman is a woman. There's different experiences that we don't share. I don't know their struggles at all. I mean, besides the conversations I have with those that I've been friends with while they were trying to transition or thinking about coming out and all of that, I understand this. I've heard the stories of the struggles, but I can't actually.
And they haven't had the same struggles you've had.
Exactly. They can hear about it, but they don't know the exact way it is being a woman, being born a woman biologically and having to go through certain things. So they're just different categories, equally needing rights. Nobody's, I think, wanting, right. Maybe there's some people, but I'm not looking and you're not looking to rob them of any rights. We're wanting to extend rights, but at the same time, recognizing that there are different categories.
I simply do not understand the need or investment to exclude them, period. This is just an imaginary oppression. This whole, they're coming for us as women. You're a woman and your womanhood is unchallenged based on whether or not trans women are women too, or whether or not they want to be included or considered when we discuss women. A conversation about, the language.
You can't say the word woman.
Wait, hold up. Give me my mic back. Yeah, hold up. Look, you're calling it imaginary depression, but do you see how us men now feel? Now you're getting a taste of what we go through every day when it comes to the opposite sex. We got, something like we got a B-dub on the left, a dub-dub on the right, and then we got some bitch-made simp in the motherfucking studio. And they're usually the ones that are shaping and instructing and conducting or constructing or whatever the fuck on the narratives. And then all of a sudden, the transgender comes along. And now you became the equivalent to the 60s white man in Alabama. See what I'm saying? See how that works? My man's Dave Chappelle had this issue as well. I mean, he himself called himself a TERF. Look, man, our fight as black folks, right, ended after the passage of the Civil Rights and Voting Rights Act. But the only thing that was our Achilles heel was the family. And the way that the government went after that was the programs of the Great Society, causing us to depend on welfare to a certain extent. No, to every extent, really. And then you got the fight, the women's fight. There's that fucking 19th Amendment. It ended right there. And now, and then here's another. Really, it's a classic case of don't know what you got till it's fucking gone. Hey, what's happening, D-Man? I see you in the chat. And what's happening, Outlaw? I see you. You know what I'm saying, Mr. Pliskin. They call me Snake. Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? What's up, man? Oh, shit. Play it. Fuck it.
We can say the
Right.
word women. We
You
can say
can't
the word.
really
As
say the
someone,
word women.
I don't know about the two of you, but as someone that is firmly in the leftist space with a leftist platform that knows all of the people that you consider crazies and deranged activists and progressives, you see me say women all the time. I talk about abortion. I say women. I say women's issues. We talk about that, and it's not a problem. So this idea that the entire
Damn, bitch, you were talking like 30,000 miles a second. What the fuck? They bring up what they go through as straight folks, and here comes, I guess it's safe to assume that you're safe, but here you're straight. Excuse me, you're not safe. You're fucking dangerous because it's you that usher in a lot of these ways of thinking, and fucking all our heads up with this bullshit. You know what I mean? Oh fuck! Look, she's about to do the B-dub clap. I told y'all that this is the way it is. Watch this shit.
entire community are just crazies, unhinged, that won't let you say women is not true. Are there some individuals, outliers? Sure, absolutely. But what I think in general is trans people, the trans community does have, they are negatively impacted. They're not recognizing their personhood exposes them to lots of danger. We saw so much violence in the trans community. Specifically, trans Black women are killed at like 4 times the rate of
But
other
not
women.
because they're trans.
Actually, that's not true.
Nope, that is true. It's not necessarily because they're trans. It's because some of them are still in participation of another issue that's in the Black community called Black on Black crime. They try to assume and take on the role of male. And you know what's really strange about that? So you're willing to even take upon the mantle of sacrifice that us Black men have been going through for centuries on end? Hey, more power to you. Kind of reminds me of that one arrest situation where this transgender man, this Black transgender man, was trying to hold court in the street. And you know what I say, fellas, about, folks holding court in the street. If a cop is doing some shit that is unbecoming of a police officer, exhibiting behaviors unbecoming of a police officer, what you should fucking do, right, is let the motherfucking arrest procedure go through. More often than not, if you're over there trying to argue your case to the cop directly while it's happening, usually one of you end up killed, and it's usually not the guy with the badge, right? Oh, but I'm Mr. Forgettable. You know what I'm saying? I mean, easy to forget, kind of funny how, I got my faithful few here, but when it's another day, well, never mind. I'll go to something else. We'll stay on this issue. Keep it rolling. Hold up.
Actually,
Not
Robbie,
because
They're not being killed because of
That's-
anti-trans bigotry. They're
Yes.
being killed because they're in sex work and
why? What do you think?
drug trade.
Again, we're not
That's very
again.
But it's not no
trans
one.
women.
I mean, that's still bad. That's still
Trans
terrible.
women
We should
are
look for
exposed to no.
solutions.
There are lots of trans women that have very much so been killed.
Hey, let me stop this shit just to say how you doing, Hemi. What up? Oh, right. Back in.
Based on men's anger at realizing what is their own sexual attraction to these women and determining that they're trans. Robbie, if you want me to, I will.
Yeah, I know what you will do. What you will do is take up on their side thinking that it is the safe fucking side to go, not realizing that it is gender dysphoria. Namely used as either a generational gap tool, a penis envy tool, or a motherfucking what's that other one? Because they use this bullshit as well. Yeah. Or as a fashion accessory. This is your biological makeup, not your clothes, motherfucker. This is why I don't understand it how people, namely in that camp, refer to their sexual identity as like their clothes. Yeah, it is in a sense because of the characteristics. But, more often than not, it is fucking nature, all right? Shit. Let me go back into this bullshit that she goes into. Because she was the one that got triggered, right? And this person is what we're up against now. The whole country, or the whole of Western civilization, takes their cues from a person like this.
Will do us the favor of having a radar on it one day, right? But what I'm saying is, this is a community that is negatively impacted. They are discriminated against, and I do not see how it hurts us. It harms us as women, as biological women, as cis women, to include them in our struggles and to not go out of our way to exclude them, to suggest, how they're not women, and to rob them of this person. But it simply doesn't cost us anything.
Yeah, well. Some have wised the fuck up and realized that it did. It did cost you something. But hey, at the end of the day, that's another group that'll shit on men. It's just that, nowadays, I'm happy because you know what? It's getting after you motherfuckers. Or you uncle fuckers. And forcing you to confront, how do I square myself with that position and all that shit? Keep going.
My woman's status is not affected. Kim's woman's status is not affected. So there's no need for Macy Gray, who no one has heard from other than that song and a terrible rendition of
I do like that song.
And that's, yes, that it was a long time ago. It was before I was told by Ginger.
A long time ago,
Besides that song, the As Told by Ginger theme song, and a terrible rendition of the national anthem most recently.
Curious.
No, that you love the song? That's what.
What are your thoughts on Leah Thomas?
Leah Thomas, is that the trans athlete?
Yeah, the swimmer.
I don't have any problem with that. I don't. And I also I want to say this. I think a lot of the criticisms, especially when you see people who didn't care at all about women's sports, don't care nothing about women's sports in general, even on a professional level, let alone on the school level or these lesser competitions. All of a sudden, they care so much about women's equality when it comes to excluding and speaking negatively about these trans athletes. And I will say this too, I saw a lot of positive support from other girls and women that compete against her and compete in the arena that did not feel the need to go to these exclusionary routes. So I just think a lot of it is rooted in
it's excluding people who have an advantage because of their.
First of all.
No, I'll finish it for you. Excluding people that have an advantage, obviously, because they took upon the mantle of a protected class, which is the female American. Hello. Now, biological females here in America, you let this shit in through the back door. Now, do you see what happens, y'all? I mean, God.
Well, I like to, I do myself the service of not pretending like I'm an expert on all things and like I have the language and stuff in front of me right now, but I have seen people that actually are and talk about science and stuff say that is not the case. But what I'm saying is I don't have a problem. And you know why? Because me, like a lot of these people that comment on this, don't care nothing about these sports or anything.
Wait, thank you, Outlaw. Thank you. It's costing you your bathroom, sports, identities as real women, but it costs nothing. No, it's costing us men these bathrooms too. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not gonna, they're trying to get them out of their bathrooms and shit like that. And I bet you this one that's on our screen right now is the one that supports this type of shit. But they would like it, away from them and out of their bathrooms. Wait a minute, she ain't even said anything about that shit. Hold up. Let me find out, though. All right, bring this shit back. Keep it going.
Anything. What is the motivation between all of the hubbubaloo? I think the motivation is negative. So for me,
I care, and I know a lot of women who care if feeling pressured to use the phrase birthing persons or menstruators, which is now something that elite dialogue is adapting.
Yep, absolutely. And you're right about that, and Outlaw's right about this too. They've also convinced you, the female, that you can't correctly define yourselves. A whole documentary was fucking dedicated to it. Can't define yourself as a woman, can you? When it's easy, plain to see that you're an adult human female. You got to be a biologist to qualify that term? When we've been using that term willy-nilly for the past fucking 1,000 years? What the fuck? Fuck out of here with that. Oh, keep it going, man.
So you see it appearing places. You see the ACLU struggling with the even language to describe the people affected by curtailing of abortion rights. It's disproportionately LGBT.
Oh, by the way, fuck the ACLU. They can suck my dick. Yeah. Getting behind a fucking liar that likes to put turds in beds. Does that ring a fucking bell? Don't make me tell it on the mountain, girl. Ooh.
I want to say this. Overall, you very much so still seeing women's issues, things like abortion and stuff being discussed as a women's issue. That is the vast majority of people are still discussing it in that way. But let's pretend I concede to, the language. Language pressures, being pressured to use different language or more inclusive language.
Oh, no. Because for years, motherfucking centuries even, you've controlled the language. And she who controls the language controls the narrative. She who controls the narrative controls the outlook. And we end up accepting that fucking outlook is true. Knowing it's a goddamn lie, fellas. Keep going.
Language for the positive impact of others and people in groups that are going through a negative experience in the community. That is not oppression. That is not going to kill you. The idea that, oh my God, I have to say this language that might include these other kinds of women. That's just not the worst
Doesn't
thing.
that go both ways though? Because for the people who are saying you have to call me a woman rather than a trans
because they're
woman?
explaining the same way y'all said earlier. Y'all don't know their struggles in their community. They've explained the way, and they talk about this ad nauseum, the way in which they are negatively impacted by us robbing them of this personhood, or not engaging in this language, or insisting and excluding them, considering them as men, even though they're telling you they're women now. They are negatively impacted in them. So it's not just a feeling and a sentiment. It's different. And what I'm saying is for us.
But I'm saying I think women are feeling that same sentiment.
I don't think
of being deprived of their recognition as having had a unique set of experiences.
And I'm saying that is not a real. I don't think that that rises to the level of what they're going through. I think what the cost is for us as cis women, as biological women.
Oh, look at the mental gymnastics, boy. She is flipping all over the motherfucking place.
The cost is for us in using that language does not outweigh what is the risk and what are the negative impacts of us not being inclusive.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I maintain that the majority of these issues are still being discussed as women's issues. It is not true that everywhere, you have to use birthing language or birthing whatever, menstruators and all these things. It's just not the case.
But that language is increasing in popularity and in usage. I mean, you can't deny that. I've never seen it before in my life. And now the other day when I filled out a medical form, that's what it actually said. In a medical document, it actually asked if I was a menstruating or birthing person. It didn't ask if I was a woman. So I do, and that was a legit.
Wait, hold up. and you don't like that shit? Oh, boy, I'm going to tell it on the mountain, boy. I'm going to tell it on the mountain.
Lab
I've never
medical
seen that, but I don't see
organization.
the problem with our society adapting to be more inclusive. I don't see what is the
I think a
inherent
lot of
issue with
people
the fact
don't
that things
find
are
that language
changing.
more inclusive. They find that
Right.
language really
I think you're seeing, like it's the
off-putting
case,
and almost just like women are nothing, but
that is,
they're kind of.
it has never.
It's very.
They're adult human females. Come out and say it, boy. Because you know it's true. Boy, you know it's true. Wait a minute. Birthing person, know it's true. That don't even sound right. What the fuck?
It has never been the case in life that a marginalized group appears and starts speaking about their issues and advocating for different ways that we could respond to be more inclusive, that you don't see a large pushback. So it's not unsurprising. It's not unsurprising to me.
I don't know why we can't extend the boxes. Like, why can't it be male, female, trans female? Like,
right.
Like, why does it? I don't understand. We can be inclusive for sure.
But also on the flip side of that, what's the problem with them saying with trans women taking women? What does that do to me or you?
I mean, listen, being somebody who's mixed race, for example, when I fill out race forms, I'm glad that now I see a lot of boxes. I'm no longer stuck with, am I either white or am I either Asian? That's the way it's been my entire life growing up. There was never mixed race as an option. Now there's mixed race as an option. So now I get to check more than.
How about we do away with all that shit and just say that we're fucking Americans? With respect to the race issue, but keep this.
I get to check either the mixed race box or they say check 2 if it applies to you. But
Kim, in that example, you were talking about for you as a biracial person felt like you were being forced to choose this particular box when you would have appreciated having the option of choosing both or having them reflected. But trans women are not. They are saying that they would like to be able to just be included in women. They want to be able to text the women box. And I'm saying, how does that harm me or you allowing trans women to do that?
No, it doesn't. And I don't think anybody's arguing that. If you identify as a woman and you want to check the box as woman, fine. The issue is with the language, birthing person, menstruating person.
And I'm saying that's not the mainstream. That is not the mainstream reality, and that's not being forced on everybody. It's just not true. Y'all would like to think it's in some scenarios and some you see it, but it is not the majority. It just isn't.
It's not the majority,
we're taking the outliers.
It's a rising sentiment. It's a rising trend for sure.
Well, we have one other related topic we wanted to get to here. So actor and producer Elliot Page's dead name appeared as a trending topic on Twitter on Tuesday.
Oh, shit. We got Juno over here, man. This motherfucking Juno thing. He went from teen mom to motherfucking dude over here. Check it.
Violating the site's own policy on hateful conduct. So a dead name is the name a trans person used before coming out. So maybe that's a name from the other gender, and it was listed under the site's trending tab. According to Twitter's hateful conduct policy, users are prohibited from targeting others with repeated slurs, tropes, or other content that intends to dehumanize, degrade, or reinforce negative or harmful stereotypes about a protected category. This includes.
Yep. Yeah, all you brothers are right, man. This is the great distraction. The real issue is, let's get into this thing called the great distraction, Mr. Pliskin. While we're trying to get our homes in order and live economically feasible, or, y'all all men going their own way, I guess it's safe to assume. Y'all are all, great men, you dig? Magnificent red-pilled bastards, you. You know what's up. Just when the economy was going great, here they get us with a fucking distraction issue with the name 19 on it. And you know what I mean. Been pushing that shit for 2 fucking years. Talking about 2 weeks to slow the spread. Hell. but it'll take you 2 seconds to cover your whole mouth over my dick. Fuck you. It's all a great distraction. You're right. You're right, brother, because while we got our eyes on the motherfucking elephant because the room smells like shit in circus, they want us to turn our head to what's the fuck is on the board. And they tried that shit with Charlie 19. They're trying that shit with the war in Ukraine. They're trying that shit with the monkeypox, and I'm still gonna call it that. Fuck the CDC. And they're trying that shit with this. Outlaw's correct. Exactly. So what is the incentive do you have to oblige the minority? Come on, man. Come on, man. I really fucking hate that damn hair sniffing idiot took on the come on man. That's fucked up. But anyway, Soft Sensei, none of this shit is important. None of it. And it ain't. Fuck it. All right. Lady D, man. But you know where the replay is. But you're going to miss the premiere of the latest and the newest things that make you go. I did get our Odyssey link to work. So, yeah, after this, and when we get into our second part, I will be premiering things that make you go. By Psyche Soap, the new controversial series, y'all. All right. So, let me get on in this motherfucker right here. Back to this shit. Oh, man.
Includes targeted or misgendering or dead naming of transgendered individuals. And this is where it gets kind of like, I don't even know. I assume everyone watching knows what Elliot Page's name was before. I guess we should not say it because maybe that would violate some policy.
It's a dead name.
But that's crazy.
Why is it?
I don't understand.
Why is that? Why is that any crazier than people change their name? Call me this. Call me this. I prefer to be called.
Right, but to not even be. But to not even be allowed to acknowledge that you used to have a different name.
What do you need to be able to acknowledge that for? How are you suffering? Where's your harm? Where's your oppression?
That person lived as a different person for a long time, decades. And so to say that suddenly we all have to pretend like those decades didn't exist and that person wasn't that person for those decades.
You're not forced to pretend that. You just can't.
I understand.
You just can't say it out loud?
No, you can talk.
Right.
Why are we pretending like that is what's happening here? It's very simple. This person, there's a trans man now. Elliot Page, that is their name. That is the name that they go by.
I said their dead name, and I said Elliot Page.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Their dead name is their dead name. They don't go by that anymore. They find it dehumanizing or diminishing to their personhood to be called that. And that is what it is. It's not uncommon. People change their names all the time, and we use the different names that they go by.
Right, but then if somebody goes, well, who's that? I go, oh, they used to be X. I would fill them in. And you can't do that on social media because of this policy.
Did you get banned from calling Prince even after he changed his name to a symbol? I
mean,
mean,
that's where we're same. We are comparing apples and vegetables because this is a trans person. We've explained this. The dead name reflects a person, an identity they do not recognize. They find it psychologically harmful. To be seen in that way. They've moved on.
I mean, maybe he felt like being called Prince was.
I mean,
I've explained it. Listen, go ahead. Go forth smartly. Go.
I think it's not. I think it's a really weird especially for a famous person, a person of some notable public significance to be disformally.
I'm such a fucking boomer. I was saying all that shit, but my mic was muted. Fuck. Oh man. No, but you do notice, right? Yeah. Even if Prince changed his name to a symbol, we called him the artist formerly known as Prince. Or we still called him Prince. I still did. And now he's most now, notably referring to himself as he went back to Prince. Let me just keep it like that. After a while, and that's basically what these transgender folks is doing. And the Alphabet Soup Mafia, like that one that was on the left, this B-dub in here, that's pretty much what they want us to think here. And that ain't right. That's bullshit.
Disallowed from talking about some public and we're not saying this is some embarrassing secret.
Thank you, Outlaw. We are coddling. We are validating mental illness, and we're not gonna do it. We're not gonna stand for it. Fuck that. Because some schlub that wrote the DSM took it out. That's fucked up. Ugh.
We're trying to spare them from. This is a public. This person was in movies. Was under this name.
It's
under
obviously
this gender
very.
identity.
Let's not listen. For the dad name to trend, for something to trend, people have to be using it massively. It has to be being discussed. Let's not act like we don't know where that comes from. If we know that this is now a trans person, they go by Elliot Page, and there are a large amount of people calling them by their dad name, so much so that it trends. There is a deliberacy in there meant to offend this person because they do not go by that anymore. I don't know what is this big.
If anyone was continuing to use it and not using the new name just to be, provocative or mean-spirited, right? I guess I would use the name the person wants to use now, and I would recognize their gender identity now. I do not think we should be for a public person, for someone who is well known to the people, for sake of clarity or for sake of biography, to acknowledge that they used to have a different name.
You can acknowledge,
crazy to me to say that we're not allowed to do that.
But do you see how we sat here and we had this whole discussion? We acknowledged that they used to have a different name. We acknowledged that they had this life before that, but we never called them the name.
Well, no, it's tiptoeing around it because of the rules.
It's that simple. You're not allowed. We had the whole conversation. Yes. What is the problem with that? You're not allowed to call somebody by a name that they don't go by anymore. Big deal.
No, it's not allowed. We shouldn't be not allowed to say what a person was for decades.
God forbid you not be allowed to call somebody.
There's the Muhammad Ali Cassius Clay thing. There's the Lou Alcindor Kareem Abdul-Jabbar thing. And you know what? These two greats will forever be known, respectively, as Muhammad Ali and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. All right? We grow to love it. But it's kind of funny how y'all get privilege out of it. Gender is nothing to be played with. It's not a fashion accessory that makes you look cool in school. This is just shit, man. Look, when I got up on this planet, right? It wasn't, or before, when I was in the womb, right? I didn't say, hey, turn me into a boy. And not only that, turn me into a black one. And make sure I was born in America. No, man, I came up out that thing, right? And now I'm rolling with it. Even though, I was a sperm in my daddy's nuts. Because that's how it all starts, right? That's the truth, But, nah, man, you don't see me whining about it. I'm a man. Well, a young, boy grown up to be a man, you know what I'm saying? And you men right here, you know what I'm saying? Lift your glasses up. And I toast to you who were given your male parts, but that was irrelevant. You overcame adversity. No matter what the fuck it was. Whether it was divorce rape, whether it was, getting yourself ass launched out of a custody case, whether you're a fella that didn't go through any of that, you're still a man doing your own thing, going your own way. You got your own shit. You heard? Shit. Keep it going.
By something they don't want to go by anymore because
Right.
your
Otherwise,
right to call them what you want to call them.
If Donald Trump decided he just wanted to be called the
consequences on
greatest of all time, we would just move over to that and be like, well, we got to respect his wishes.
It's not the same.
Gotta
Y'all,
respect his wishes.
y'all continuously
Why
want
isn't
to. Y'all are clearly invested in pretending like y'all don't understand the significance.
No, I understand it.
And a dead name. So go ahead. I've already explained it.
Oh yeah, bitch. You mad. You mad. You big mad. You bitch. She is all you mad. You mad as fuck.
No, steady, big fellow.
Yeah, steady big fellow. Oops. Ooh. Did I just misgender you? See that shit? See what that does?
All right. Well, we've had this one out. So.
Yeah. But you ain't seen nothing yet. But baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet. You haven't been around. Shit. But back to what I was saying. The biological females, like the one that was running her mouth the most. Thank you, Soft Sands. You let this shit in through the back door. No pun intended. Now you got Geppettos running out to the schools and the streets and even to your homes with this bullshit, but you, none the wiser, swearing up and down that it wasn't you. It wasn't you doing it. Men, do you see this shit? Y'all let this in. And then, y'all meaning biological females, you birthing persons as they fucking call it. Let this shit in through the back door. Through the back door. And now, we're faced with this shit. All right? Cancel culture is now at your door, woman. And now you're dumbfounded as to what to do with it. And that was the best example that I can put it. Oh, Psyche's so he hates women and he hates transgendered folks. No. You all deserve to be just as unhappy as us men are when they deal with your motherfucking ass. Because the dub, Karen, her name, the one smelling like baby powder and maple syrup and bad decisions, holding a fucking pumpkin spice tumbler in her hand every motherfucking fall time. That's the most protected class in all of Western civilization. So don't give me that bullshit. How do you explain the rule changes? Huh? See, they all came about because some Karen got up in her feelings and asked for the manager. Then said manager, whether you're a bitch-made simp or a sisterhood member, ends up bringing it up the chain and destroying the grace of living because she said so. What the fuck? Am I off base here? I'm losing patience by the second with this shit, man. See, the bitches is fucking up. They using pussy juice as perfume and shit. Yeah. They handful and they just globbing on the chest and globbing on it. You seen the shit that was on Terrence Pop the other day? He covered this shit. It's fucking gross. I hope I don't hurl it in the fucking studio right now. God damn. Ugh. Fuck, man. All right, we got some more shit. Speaking of, I don't know. Speaking of dub because she said so. Look at this January 6th bullshit. You can't. I don't even know if I should even be saying the motherfucking date. Like for instance, I could say January 7th all day, January 1st all day because it's New Year. But now January 6th, like what the fuck? I can't say that on YouTube. What the fuck? But ooh, that lady right there on the left is Liz Cheney. Meet Liz Cheney, daughter of a prominent politician. Fuck. Look at this shit. This bullshit right here. Oh, by the way, she identifies herself as a woman. But you better not let no motherfucking rug near this bitch. I'm telling you, you bring a rug around this bitch, you are fucked up, bruh.
No, steady, big fellow.
No, she don't identify as a fellow. She identifies as a female. So let's go on into this fucking article. Wyoming Republican senator says that there is not many Democrats in the state who could help Cheney win her GOP, her Republican primary. I hate that shit. Everybody replaces Republican for GOP. I get it. It's the grand old party. But goddamn, calm the fuck down. Yeah, I don't see you putting up an acronym for the bullshit Democrats, right? I mean, come on, man. But again, two wings of the same bird. I don't give a fuck. All right, let's get into it then. A GOP senator from Wyoming said Representative Liz Cheney has a lot of work to do to win her upcoming primary. No fucking shit. Next point. Cheney's position on the January 6th panel has earned her GOP disdain and support from Democratic voters. It doesn't matter whether or not the country can't stand the bitch. It matters whether or not Wyoming voters can't stand the bitch. And if they've been sipping on her pussy juice ever since the bitch started running, ever since she first won this shit, then what good is our disdain gonna do? Come on, man. I hated that this hair sniffing fucking Geppetto took the come on, man. I fucking hate that. Now we gotta say some shit different. Looks like I gotta change the language here because hair sniffing Geppetto over here always like to say, come on, man. However, and here, this is in scare quotes, there's really not that many Democrats out there, Wyoming GOP Senator John Barrasso said. Yeah, that's correct. That means your party has to primary this bitch. Hello? Primary her. You know how to do it. They're going to be one of these Make America Great Again Republicans over there in the other square state. See, Colorado was square state number 1, but they turned into Colorado, because they get their cues from California. But then Wyoming, it's in one of the flyover states, right? And you got Liz Cheney over here, daughter of Dick, by the way. Also a lesbian, by the way. Shit. Over here, wishing it was, and Laura Ingraham laid it out beautifully. Beautifully. I'm not, that much of a Fox News watcher and all that shit. You know, I'm a man going my own way. Half of that shit only affects them trad cucks. You know, MSNBC, half of that shit only affects them motherfucking feminists. CNN too, with respect to that. But Laura Ingraham on her show, she was right about this. This bitch wishes that the Republican Party was back to the Bush Cheney type of a variety. But she realizes now that the Trump variety of Republicans are the new jolt in the whole party structure. And I'm all for it. You know? I'm not for the fucking the Republican Party it once was, except for the fact that it was the party of Eisenhower, the party of Lincoln. You know what I mean? And all of this shit. You know? I mean, really, really though, man, regardless of the fucking party though, if you're live and let live, and you know, with my views, I'm libertarian, not liberal. You know, get the government out of my shit. Abortions, y'all. Abortions are paid for by federal funds. Hey, yo, if it's paid for by state funds, even if it is, I'm not for that. Ownership, bitch. And I'm not gonna get into the Ohio thing with the 10-year-old. I think you guys probably came in here expecting I was gonna cover that. Not much is known on that because the story was changed 3 fucking times in a week. Which is one of the reasons why I do my show weekly. Not WEAKLY, but WEEKLY. You know, weekly. So you can check it out. And because I gather all of what has happened during the week, and then I bring it to y'all in the bucket. Fuck it, right? And this is how we get down. So back to this shit with Liz Cheney, right? A Republican senator from Wyoming said Liz Cheney has a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do to win her upcoming primary on August 16th. Oh, shit. Cheney, a Republican representing Wyoming's at-large district since 2017, has been on the outs with the GOP due to her involvement with the January 6th committee, which she serves as vice chairwoman. Vice. Your daddy was a vice president, and you the vice chairwoman. You guys have struggled. You guys have worked hard, pulled yourself up by the bootstraps, only to be second banana. Your dad had that issue. Now you got that issue. I think they noticed that shit. Let me get back to that. Back to the story. Senator John Barrasso told Fox News Sunday that Cheney faces an uphill battle to defeat her Trump-backed challenger, Harriet Hageman. She has a challenger. Hey, yo, Wyoming folks, if you are within the sound of my voice and you are a state neighbor, how you doing? If you are within the sound of my voice, do not vote for fucking Liz Cheney. Look, if you want to know what a fucking rhino is, it's her. Oh, for you Democrats, if you want to know what a dino is, a Democrat name only, look no further than Joe Manchin. But it's kind of strange how Joe Manchin, right? My man Joe Manchin is he seems more Republican than he does Democrat. But anyway, you know what? they're going to come up with something so fucked up in the 7 months, because they can't use the same strategy that they used in the ice cream social, as my man calls it, the ice cream social that they did in 2020. You can't use that shit no more, because now all eyes will be on polls. All eyes will be, well, no pun intended, all eyes will be at the polls come November, all across the country. Anyhow, let me see what's up here. Oh, okay. So this is coming from the great Satan, NBC. Check this shit out.
We're discussing the political fallout of these hearings. NBC's senior political reporter John Allen is in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, where he spoke to some voters. And of course, the vice chair of the...
You know what? This shit is called Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
While we're discussing the political fallout of these hearings, NBC's senior political reporter John Allen... While we're discussing the political fallout of these hearings, NBC's senior political reporter John Allen is in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, where he spoke to some voters. And of course, the vice chair of the committee, Congresswoman Liz Cheney, is up for re-election. How closely are voters out there watching what's happening on Capitol Hill?
Not that closely, Kristen. I think the reason is that they've already made up their minds in a lot of ways. That said, no one has more at risk, speaking of what you were just talking about with the panel, nobody has more at risk than Liz Cheney and leaning into this January 6th investigation. And when you talk to people here about that investigation, whether or not they're watching it, most of them are really unhappy with her about it. However, here in Jackson, which is a little bit of a blue dot in a red sea, you get a little bit more of a mix of opinion. And we can listen to some of that now.
I'm a Democrat, but I'm going to switch parties when I vote. We're allowed to do that here, so I can vote for Liz.
Like I say, she's brave. I think she's courageous to do what she's doing, but I don't agree with her politics. I don't agree with the fact that she kind of betrayed Trump.
She doesn't represent the people that want her there. Like, she's supposed to be conservative and for what common people want. She's not playing that role at all.
And Kristen, what you hear from even Liz Cheney's allies is that they think she has an uphill battle to re-election. Her opponents think it's more like the mountain behind me, much steeper, much larger. What we're witnessing here, though, is a congresswoman who is really willing to go after former President Trump in these January 6 hearings. And I think the question is going to become whether that is a viable electoral strategy. Right now, it doesn't look that way, as compared to a strategy that puts her in a better position, gives her a bigger platform as either a presidential candidate in 2024 or as the leader of a faction of the Republican Party outside of electoral politics.
Oh my goodness. Look at this shit. Okay, so let me pause that, get that out the motherfucking way. If you are within the sound of my voice, South Dakotans, what you think's gonna happen if Kristi Noem, our governor, does the same shit? The ones that are most likely to go over to the Democratic Party side are usually females. And as you heard you heard what the motherfucker said. He's a Democrat, but he's going to the Republicans just to vote for this bitch. Liz Cheney knew something that we don't. And I think Wyoming's going to keep her. I think they'll be none the fucking wiser, and they're going to keep her. Just like that one fucking, crinkled up dub in the middle of the video saying that I think she is brave. Standing up to her party. Stunning and fucking brave she was, wasn't she? Huh? And your dumb ass gonna turn around and vote for her. But the smartest guy was the one. Hold up. Hey, what up, Hidden? But the smartest guy was the one toward the end. And that is what's driving Wyoming's economy. The conservatives, right? That's the one that's working them farms that get burnt up every fucking day just to fulfill the little greenhouse gas field ridden high off their own farts ass tree huggers are trying to take away from farmers. I mean, I'm in a rancher state, you know. Wyoming, I think they're a farmer rancher as well. You know, we got some farmers here in South Dakota too. But he was right when he said that she's no longer speaking to the conservatives and common folk there, you know? She dumped you for Washington, Wyoming citizen. What's really going on? Gonna tell it on the mountain. Let me go on back to this here. Lightning round fast because I got to get to them things that make you go here later on, baby. Now, Wyoming politics is very personal, Senator Barrasso said. It's face to face. It's town to town. And as you know, Liz, and I disagree, I voted against the impeachment of President Trump. She was for it. I voted against the partisan January 6th commission. She's all in on that. Former President Donald Trump has thrown his support behind Hageman, who has echoed his debunked claims, debunked my ass, about widespread voter fraud altering the outcome of the 2020 presidential ice cream social. Now, the election isn't for another month, Barrasso told Fox News. The travel that I've done around the state, I think she has a lot of work to do if she hopes to win the primary. No, fuck that. Wood chipper, bro. Do to her what her dad did to her hunting partner. Cheney has reportedly drawn Democratic donors thanks to her role on the January 6th committee. Her campaign turned to Democrats, mailing instructions to voters in the red state on how to switch parties to vote for her. Oh, see what happened there? Most of these, she's trying to get the bitch made simp that we seen in the first fucking clip. Because she already got the stunning and brave Republican women of the state. She already got the Democratic women of the state. Now she looking for that bitch made simp. But Barrasso cast doubt that Democrats could help Cheney in her tough re-election challenge against the Trump-backed primary opponent. He says, there's really not that many Democrats out there. Even the chairman of the Democratic Party said that there are not enough Democrats to do that. I think he's right, but what I doubt is for Republicans to recognize the real. That January 6th shit, I know they recognize it as a distraction issue, if you will. But no. Use this as a teachable moment for her. Use this as a teachable moment for her. Because she's been getting over, feeling a little too comfortable being the wild card of the Republican Party. She's also a lesbian, by the way. Right? Man, it's some bullshit. And speaking of the primaries here, I'm going to just lightning round this bullshit here and keep it going for you. I'm going to go on over here to this here. Remember this bitch? Oh my gosh. You betcha! As Trump holds Alaska rally, what the latest poll says about Palin and Lisa Murkowski. Former President Donald Trump is set to stump for several candidates that he has endorsed during a rally in Alaska on Saturday, this past Saturday, as polls find his picks are trailing in several key races. Trump, seeking to maintain his grip on the Republican Party, has made several endorsements in Alaska, which is a traditionally conservative state. He endorsed former Governor Sarah Palin in the open house race, Kelly Tshibaka in her bid against incumbent GOP Senator Lisa Murkowski and incumbent Governor Mike Dunleavy. Despite his endorsement, Palin and Tshibaka may be in for tough races, according to an Alaska survey research poll that was conducted from July 2nd to July 5th, which surveyed 1,201 likely voters. Alaska uses a ranked choice voting system, meaning that voters get to rank the candidates in order of their preference. Each round, the candidate with the fewest number of votes is eliminated until a candidate receives more than 50% of the vote. Primaries in Alaska are also nonpartisan. Both the primary and special election will be held on August 16th. You see what's going on between the parallels with Wyoming and Alaska? Interesting. Palin eyes comeback but faces uphill battle. Palin, who served as governor from 2006 to 2009, is running the special election to fill the seat that was previously represented by Congressman Don Young, who died in March. She faces Nick Bagich, I remember him. Nick Bagich, a Republican, and Mary Peltola, a Democrat. Independent Al Gross pulled his name from the ballot and endorsed Peltola. Polling suggests that while Peltola receives the backing of most Democrats, Republicans are split between Palin and Bagich. The first round of voting will likely determine which Republican will advance to the second round against the Democrat. In the poll's first round, 31% of respondents chose Bagich as their first choice, while 29% chose Palin. Still, the race between two Republicans remains tight. Polling of a head-to-head matchup between Peltola and Palin has not been conducted, but if Palin advances, she can benefit from Alaska's conservative lean. Bagich is favored to hold on to the seat for the Republicans, winning 57% of the vote compared to Peltola's 43% in the second round of voting, according to the poll. All right. And then Trump endorses Tshibaka, which is that conservative alternative to Murkowski, who is a mere moderate Republican, who invoked the ire of the former president by voting to convict him. Exactly. Murkowski participated in that. You rhinos have got to fucking pay. So there's that bullshit. Let's go. Lightning round. What's the next shit that we got on here? Let's see here. Oh, and on the other side of the aisle, this is from Bloomberg. Majority of Democrats want alternative to Biden in 2024 election, that the poll says here. Nearly 2/3 of Democratic voters say that they would prefer someone other than President Joe Biden as the party's candidate in the 2024 election, underscoring the political headwinds the White House faces as inflation soars and Americans sour on the president's performance. This just in. And I will be talking about Elon here in a minute. But back to this. Of the 64% respondents who said that they wanted a different candidate in the upcoming election, a third cited Biden's age as the reason for their preference. At 79, Biden is the oldest president in U.S. history. Some 32% of respondents to the survey by the New York Times and Siena College cited that the president's job performance, while 1 in 10 said he was not progressive enough. Biden's support has eroded among Democrats. Only 70% now approve of the job he's done, and particularly the independents, with nearly half saying they disapprove strongly of how he's handled his time in office. Overall, only a third of Americans approve of Biden's job performance, while only 13% of the nation said he was on the right track. Who in the fuck was that? Signaling a bleak outlook unseen since the 2008 financial crisis. Now, President Hair Sniffer, all right, the only thing that got him in was name recognition. You know? He was such a kiss ass. And in this, I was watching this one show. I forgot what it was, but they were spot on when they said this. He's a yes man. He spent 50 years of his waking fucking life, and I use this with all the respect that I can even muster for this idiot, if I even had any. He used all of his name recognition to get into the presidency. And he used it in, certain ways. And 2000 Mules is a good example of what had happened. This had happened in more states than 5. All right? Calling it on their side. But don't you right-wingers get to complaining. 22 years ago, Bush used the cable television network to get his ass in. So both sides do this shit. I'm tired of it, aren't you? Look. I'm back to this bullshit here, though. Fuck the politics, man. I'm losing patience by the second with this bullshit, man. Dubs being the most protected class in all of Western civilization. All of these rule changes come at her behest. You know this shit, man. These same bitches like to use pussy juice as perfume and shit. Ew, bitch. You don't need that. What? What? Man. You probably ate your boogers as a kid, bitch. And then you moved up to armpit sweat. And then you transitioned to this? Yeah, man. Chicks putting period blood on their face now as a foundation of makeup. Oh, what the fuck? These fucking behaviors, man, they're indicators that the insane women among them are running the asylum. And I don't give a fuck what you think about me saying it. Hell, I told you at the beginning of the damn show. I mean, damn, what you want me to say to you, huh? All right, what's the other shit out here, man? I'll end it at that. Oh man, I can't do an episode, bruh. I can't do an episode without talking about Elon. But Elon, what are we gonna do, Elon? Should we grease these goons, Elon? Should we troll them, Elon? Should we mess with the crypto market, Elon? Should we buy Twitter, Elon? Oh, man. This shit just writes itself. Bye, folks. Wait a minute. You thought the show was over. I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. He just stepped in some shit, didn't he? Oh, boy. Let me get to the story. God damn. Elon Musk returns to Twitter. Responds with meme over broken buyout. And I saw the meme. It was a pretty dank meme. Reading the story. In Elon Musk's typical cheeky fashion, the Tesla CEO commented on his decision to abandon his offer to buy Twitter by tweeting a series of memes to the very social media platform he's feuding with. And I don't know if y'all can see all of it. I think they cut it off. They have it, the first part saying that they said I couldn't buy Twitter. He laughs. Then they wouldn't disclose bot info. He continues to laugh. Now they want to force me to buy Twitter in a court case. He laughs. You may want to be careful, because the world's most protected class is all up in Twitter, baby. Just because you're the world's richest man, don't think that for 1 second a chick ain't gonna try to take you off. We all know you was simping for Amber Turd. Okay? And yo, to a lot of us, to a lot of you red pill brothers that have applauded his actions, think twice. Think twice, man. This is the same dude that was simping for Amber Turd. Hello? He in a way snuck in a little funding for her in that fucking case. Now, don't get me wrong. These are some dank ass memes. But don't be blind to the bullshit. He shorted the crypto market. He realized that his company was going down almost half in value in the market. And so he does this move with Twitter. And now he's trying to pull out. But he can't. Kind of like in the situation he had with this one lady and with a couple of baby moms. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, let's get back into it. There we go. Relight that joint real quick. On Monday, Musk, 51, shared a meme after reports were released that Twitter hired a team of lawyers to sue him for attempting to drop his $44 billion purchase of the company. Yep, see right here. Elon had secret twins with Canadian top Neuralink executive. The meme shared by Musk, a series of 4 photos with accompanying text, showed the billionaire laughing progressively harder at each statement. Yeah, Elon. But you're kind of starting to look like Giggles, Vice President Giggles over here. You know, you might want to calm down, homeboy. You know how Bezos stopped being the world's richest man? Because he was too busy in a divorce case creating the world's richest woman. All right, let's see him trying to party around. Because, see, he got to lay off some workers over there and all of that cutesy pretty shit. Look at this shit, though.
Elon Musk said late Friday that he was terminating his $44 billion deal to buy Twitter, saying that the social media company had failed to provide information about fake accounts on the platform. In a filing, Musk's lawyers said Twitter had failed or refused to respond to multiple requests for information on fake or spam accounts on the platform. Elon Musk said late Friday that he was terminating his $44 billion deal to buy Twitter, saying that the social media company had failed to provide information about fake accounts on the platform.
Yeah, all these bots. And how about the same shit happening over here on YouTube, huh, Susan?
Elon Musk said late Friday.
Huh, Susan? Yeah, Elon. Yeah, but Elon. So what else we got? I ain't creating no motherfucking account behind no motherfucking paywall, god damn it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to do that. Well, fuck you, Bloomberg. Fuck you. I'm gonna show something else. Oh, yeah, motherfucker. Check this shit out. So we gonna get back on into it. Because we're talking about Elon. Donald Trump lashes out at Elon Musk. All right, what'd he say? Former U.S. President Donald Trump had harsh words for billionaire Elon Musk at a rally in Alaska Saturday, accusing the Tesla Incorporated chief of inconsistency. Absolutely. Referring to Musk's recent pronouncement that he'd never voted Republican until this June, Trump said that contradicted with what Musk had told him. Trump followed with an expletive description of the world's most richest man and voiced his judgment on Twitter Incorporated, the acquisition deal that Musk struck, but has since decided to withdraw, calling it rotten. And the expletive, I'll say it for you. And here it is. You know, he said the other day, "Oh, I've never voted for a Republican." I said I didn't know that. He told me he voted for me. So he's another bullshit artist. Trump's comments come in the wake of Musk expressing a leaning toward Ron DeSantis, currently Florida governor and a favored Republican candidate for the 2024 presidential election. Not a bad choice, by the way. Not a bad choice, by the way. DeSantis is, so far, the strongest political competitor to Trump for the Republican nomination, and Musk's influence, now outnumbering over 100 million followers on Twitter alone, could make his endorsement significant. "I'm undecided at this point on the election," Musk said in a June 21st interview with Bloomberg. He said he will commit another $20 million to $25 million to support his chosen contender. After stressing the importance of free speech online, Trump urged the crowd to join his own Truth Social, a network closely monitored on Twitter's interface and functionality, where the retweet button has been replaced with a retruth button. And then Elon over here admits that he has voted for Myra Flores. She finding a motherfucker though, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shit. But yeah, man. Trump ain't wrong. He was a motherfucking bullshit artist. And as Hidden had pointed out, did Trump forget that he was a lifelong Democrat? Trump is no Republican himself. Touche, touche, touche. Hey, yo, though. You know, I mean, even though I wouldn't mind DeSantis being the front runner over there, you know, but if it's a ticket of Trump DeSantis, that is the fucking dream team ticket. You're going to see a landslide like no other if that does happen. But that's neither here nor there, yet, anyway. But yeah, Elon, why did you get the dudes prego? Why did you get those two chicks prego? Huh? Why did you back out of buying Twitter? Huh? Why'd you do that, Elon? This dude lost 46% on Tesla in the market. But the motherfucker may end up in court with a bargaining chip of his own. Twitter's bot problem. All right? And it is a problem indeed. You know. What in the 2D1/2 chess are you playing, man? What in the Revenge of the Nerd shit is this, man? Hey, yo, Elon, watch your ass. Most of them bitches is gynocrats too over there on the Republican side. And that's what it is. I'm gonna end on this YouTube stream in a good note, showing you what had happened over the week. And it's wonderful, man. Did you and yeah, most of the intergalactic photos that we have been seeing came from the Hubble telescope. But now, you know, Hidden is saying Trump should run as DeSantis's vice, then run as president. No. Okay, I think I see where you're coming from there, Hidden, because it in a way buys time. But according to our rules in America, he can still buy time. All right? You know, I get it. Everybody wants DeSantis now. I do, quite frankly, because he's shown his consistency in Florida. And Trump is the one to talk about consistency. Operation Warp fucking Speed, anybody? That was your Achilles heel, not January 6th. And then you want to give yourself the credit for creating the Fauci ouchie? Trump, I wouldn't have gotten behind that if I were you. 2 weeks to slow the spread. That was under your watch, by the way. I know most Republicans have gone country long ago, but I know they're not stupid. They're not stupid in this sense. Hell no. Not by a long shot. They know what it is. Number two, and not too many people are going to point this out, you did declare a trade war with China. And a lot of the shit that is made around our homes is made by that fucking country. What's really going on, Trump? I mean, despite hearing that, I'm going to disclose. I voted for him anyway. Better that than what the fuck he's going up against. And now we're seeing what he went up against. Every day. Every day. We see this shit every day, man. Oh, boy. What else we got going on here? Oh, man. Yeah, I'll talk about this too real quick. The media is biased. We all know it. I'm preaching to the choir. I mean, it's a miracle that a voice like mine is even on YouTube, still going with his show. It's crazy as fuck. But our radio PBS equivalent, NPR, according to this, it's from an opinion. It's an opinion piece in The Hill. The time has come. Defund the hopelessly biased NPR. When National Public Radio, or NPR, was launched in 1971, part of its original mission to speak with many voices, many dialects, which suggested that it would embrace the most important diversity of all, the diversity of thought and speech. Unfortunately, though, NPR has abjectly failed in this mission to the point to where it's difficult to distinguish NPR from MSNBC, which is true. This begs two questions. Why does NPR still receive taxpayer funds from the government? And why did a country that ostensibly abhors government interference with the free press allocate money to a broadcast news outlet in the first place? That's what the fuck I want to know. Why did a country that ostensibly abhors government interference with the free press allocate money to a broadcast news outlet in the first place? Take what happened on Independence Day as an example. NPR has aired a reading of the Declaration of Independence every July 4th going back 33 years. But this year, it ditched this tradition and instead explored Thomas Jefferson's relationship with Sally Hemings, Jefferson's slave, and the children born of that relationship. They're still doing that fucking shit? They used to air that shit on the radio like 10 years ago. They're still doing that? So they playing your reruns over there, huh? Oh, fuck. Thank goodness I started a show. The reason for doing so was to examine Jefferson's line in the Declaration of Independence that all men are created equal, and what it means in today's America following the Supreme Court overturning of Roe v. Wade. Stan Inskeep asked, Inskeep, this motherfucker. I remember that name. He says, and many of our debates on this July 4th turn on what equality means, what voting rules really give to equal access to the ballot. Do abortion laws give a woman equal control over her body? Wait the fuck a minute, bruh. What if I, as the man, want that child aborted, but that female wants to keep the child, which happens more often than not, by the way? Or how about vice versa? When that man wants the child and that woman doesn't want one. Or when that man doesn't want one, she aborts it, and she doesn't want it either. She aborts it anyway. You know, I'd say it has to be statistical fact that over 80% of all of these that have been performed were in matters of contraception, not in the safe, legal, and rare standard that it has always been. And, dude, I don't see anything in any of the 27 amendments of the Constitution. Wait a minute. Isn't that 28? Hold on, motherfucker. Hold the fuck up. Hold up. 28? 27. Yeah, I was right the first time. 27 of the amendments in the Constitution, none of them lay out the word abortion. Now, it could be safe to argue that our own Second Amendment does not have the word individual in it either. And I know that it is grossly misinterpreted. Because your individual right to defend yourself was left up to the states if you really want to do it that way. This is why you get permits across the board. Except I'm in a state where it's, scare quotes, constitutional carry. And you know what? I'm for that. It's heavily fucking misinterpreted, but I'm for that. And I'll cover more of that in the next show next week called Cold Steel. Yeah, we gonna go in. It's gonna be pretty nice. But back to this, the baby killing thing. Look, I was the guy that was of the opinion of no uterus, no opinion, right? And yet these bitches want us to speak up for them. And I'm like, still no uterus, no opinion. Look, that right, that so-called right, was only an interpretation by the Supreme Court at the time. And look, one of them motherfuckers, what is it, Roe? That was a motherfucking, what is that called? That was a pseudonym. And then the lady later retracted what the fuck she was going on to a little later. See, that's another thing too. You females is a fucking tendency to evolve decisions. Because you can't decide on shit. You don't know how to make up your mind worth a motherfucking damn. Alright, so there's that. Bro, oh, what it is, Shinobi? What it is? What it is. And yeah, Hidden, Trump did give carte blanche to the farmers, big pharma, without chance of being sued. Because, as you do notice, before the fucking coof was even out in the public, Pfizer was set to pay the highest fine in corporate law history. Before this ever happened, before the coof ever happened, we were set to see that shit. Let me get on into it. Shinobi say, if you want the kid aborted, but the female wants to keep it, you have to abort both, the mom and the kid. These laws are not my laws, says Shinobi Wan. I don't care about them. Just try and catch me, you cop scum. Come here, you copper. You can't get me. And Hidden goes to say, abortion was available at the time the Constitution written. No. Here's the thing, Hidden. I don't know if I'm, agreeing with you or disagreeing, but no. If you're saying that abortion was in the Constitution, that is a fuck no. There is nothing related to the to birthing persons, as they fucking call it, to bringing a child into the world. The only thing that may be remotely fucking close is the right to life, liberty, and the and property, I guess, or whatever the fuck. But no, that's not even related to the situation. What's going on with that, man, is that, it was always a female's last minute bargaining chip, you know? Even though, like, even after the fact, even if they kept the child and carried the child to term and had the child, they get so many options after that shit anyway. You can leave that baby at a fire station or a church. A poor woman's abortion, a poor woman's adoption, which was the alternative. They've muddied the fucking waters, bro. And I'm glad as night and the pips that the motherfucking Supreme Court struck no on the bullshit. One Fast Dak, what is happening, brother? He says that Wyman loved the murder. He's not fucking wrong there. And that is the shit. That, for the longest time, was the only murder they can get away with. But, playing devil's advocate here, before that ruling came down, there were back alley abortions, bro. And that usually turned the shit into a life of the mother situation. But, I'm of the mind that abortion should be safe, legal, and rare. Still, even after this bullshit. Rape, incest, life of the mother. Not as a last minute contraception. Bitch, they got plan B's out. And I'm actually for those too. You got all sorts of ways and forms to fucking contraception. I mean, you got us you got us by at least 2-1. For every option we got, you got 2. You got the foam, you got the pill, you got the shot, you got the plan B, which is kind of a form of the pill, I've heard. You've got the IUD. You got the tubes tied, clipped, and burned. You got all that shit. And then even after the child's been had, like I've described with the leave the baby at the church or the fire station thing. See what I'm saying? It takes them forever to make up their mind any fucking way. And they want every option possible in the world. You don't know what it's like to be a man. Where we're forced into a black and white 2-choice paradigm. Well, we got condom or abstinence. You don't give a fuck about that now, do you? If you're a female within the sound of my voice. So fuck you. All right. What you say there, Hidden? Back then, it was accepted that a woman may die during childbirth, and women were happy to go back to their duty and carry on life. Yeah. Infant mortality rates were a lot higher back then than they are now. And quite surprisingly, for a country with advanced healthcare, with healthcare, you know, there should be, you know, an even less of a figure of infant mortality rates, because we still have among some of the highest infant mortality rates in the nation. And then there's that one fucking story coming out of it that was between Ohio, Indiana, about some doctor that did an abortion on the books. I don't know enough about that, but what I'm seeing so far is that the story was inconsistent and they kept changing it, you know, every time it came out. They had a little weapon, but it didn't work. Didn't work this time. God damn it. I'm gonna get rid of all of the other shit here, and we'll get to talking about it in the next one. This is gonna be some good shit, y'all. I'm gonna bring up some more articles. We gonna get down with the get down. For y'all that are here and still with me, there's the Odyssey link, and here it go. I'm gonna give you the direct Odyssey link to come see your boy Psyche Soap over there, because you know what we about to show you. We about to show you among those things, the things that make you go damn! Only on Psyche Soap. Let me hit y'all YouTube folks with the commercial. You fellas, go ahead, tap that motherfucking link right there. Go over to motherfucking Odyssey, because we are about to get it. With some of them things that make you go damn! Here go the commercial.
Damn! From Psyche Soap, the new controversial series that is too hot for YouTube. We've got little fails. Damn! And we've got big fails too. So prepare yourself mentally for the edge of your gaming chair. Presented by Psyche Soap, it's the things that make you go damn! Available on these alternative platforms, listed below in the description of this video.
Didn't I treat you right now? Didn't I do the best I could? Didn't I give you everything? I tried my best just to be a man.